Hey there, Joy Rising 120 today. We're going to be doing a fall centerpiece using the wet foam here. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to be adding into my water that I'm going to saturate this fully with my preservative and some thieves from Young Living. I'll attach the information for that in my description for my link. I am a brand partner for that. I'm not trying to sell. Just let everyone know that that's what I'm using and can get it if you need it and want it. All right, so I'm getting my water all ready here with preservatives and thieves. The thieves helps the flowers last longer, and this really works with that anyway because they're directly drinking up their fluid all the time as long as this stays saturated and wet. It usually in floral shops is going to be soaked really well in a big bucket, but I have just this one piece, so I'm doing it this way. I cut this down from this size already to fit the bowl, and you cut it just big enough to where it will kind of wedge in there and hold. Usually you would tape this in place if you're working in a floral shop, or if it's going to be delivered, you would have floral tape taping it. I'm just keeping it here. I don't particularly want the tape on my nice pottery bowl here, so I am just going to let it sit there. Put my mess there, so that should be pretty well saturated. I mean, it gets pretty heavy once this is wet. All right, and it's good to give some water into the bowl every day or two just to make sure that this stays saturated for the flowers that are in it. The flowers can last quite a while when they're in an arrangement with the foam. Okay, so for fun, I haven't made one of these arrangements in years, since I worked in a floral shop, I believe. Just haven't really had a need to. I used to make lots and lots and lots of these at holiday time. Also Christmas, same concept, just using, you know, the winter greens and the colors of the season. Also for Easter time, really any holiday, depending where you live, that kind of arrangement can be more popular. And I haven't done it in a long time, so let's see. So I'm gonna start with a base of my yellow daisies here, my yellow mums, and I'm going to create a length and kind of make it so it's like for a typical table for a holiday, maybe with lots of people. And I'm going to cut off some of these because these will be used to fill in later on. I'm not going to make it too big, because as you can see, once you have this length already and then you're putting it in here, you can end up with a lot of space to fill in. So let's see. And you don't need too much of a angle or a length to fit into there. So I'm gonna go about this far. And so my arrangement will be about this long total. And then all these, like I said, pull off these little bottom ones, and they'll be used as a filler once we've made our full size. Gauging my length here so we get it about even. And you also don't want to stick these stems too far into this because it will break it, and you won't have space when you're putting other flowers in later on. Okay, so there's your end. And I'm going to keep the the colors balanced out and the different flowers balanced out. So I'm going to create this same side over here using the same yellow. And you're kind of creating this nice, for now, for this one, I'm creating a nice little angled here. And of course you can go much longer, much further out towards striping on the table. It just depends really on what size of an area you're trying to put the arrangement. I'm not working with a lot of space of where this is going, so it doesn't need to be too big. See, so if I put this in the foam, it's going to go in that far into the foam, which really, it's sure that would work, but not necessary for me right now. And it would bump into this guy, and it will work. All right, so we've got our base outline. Then, of course, we have all this space up here, right? So that also is part of your shape you're creating. You want to know how high to go, so you want to keep it proportional. So really it's going to be about this tall for a more pleasing look. I'm going off to the side a little bit in case those guys run away. They're not. That's also the reason you don't want the stems meeting all the way in the center, because then you can't put anything in the top. But that worked out. And then again, we have all these lovely guys here to fill in. And then we'll create the continued angle from here to here, create a nice sloped. And then with these, take a couple of these guys, kind of create the same look. See, so like I have 4 nice right here. So I will take 4 about over here and do the same type of shape and height on it. Everything's getting a nice clean cut on the stem, so they will drink their water up, stay hydrated. Also much easier to get them in there, get them to hold. Okay, so I'll keep these to fill in later, but we have the basic yellow in here. Everything's holding nice and firm. Now I'm going to go in with my brownish reddish mums here, also peeling off the base ones. And I have 4 stems total of these, so you kind of think, all right, well, where am I going to place those to keep that kind of balanced out with a nice little harmony going on there. These got pretty heavy. There's a lot of flowers on these. Go right about here. And again, continuing that sloped connection in the shape. All right, basic shape, looking pretty good. So far, I am gonna fill in a little bit on this guy while I see it. And then keep those for later for fill in. And usually you would have some greens, filler greens to use. I don't right now, but these mums work great for that. Very good fillers. Okay. Now I will move on to some of my larger statement flowers I have here. I have 3 sunflowers. So I kind of take a check at their direction that they're wanting to show themselves. Really lovely long stems, very long stems though. So for this arrangement, they're really getting cut down pretty far with their stem, which is kind of a shame, but to kind of fit in with everything, that's what's needed at the time. Get them a nice shape to fill in on the ends. This is a great type of arrangement to do as well when you've had a really big arrangement and it's been taller stems and maybe some of them are starting to fade out and you still have a lot of flowers that are good. You can create another arrangement like this. Now this, since it's going on my table and I kind of have like this is the side that'll probably show more, but I still didn't want it blank over here. I'm gonna actually put this 3rd sunflower more towards the front here, just because I only have 3. If I had 4, I'd put another right there. But I want him to be where it's a little bit more visible. And then I have 2 of these lovely green ones, which I think are so cute. I'm gonna fill them in here because I want them to be showcased. You know, I only have 2, judging how much length I need on the stem here. Which direction are they wanting to go? Okay. Letting them stick up a little bit above there, just to make sure they're being seen. Since these yellow ones are kind of the base of the arrangement. Oh, that's a lot of stem right there. And notice how I put that in there and pulled it out and now I'm putting it back in. If I had already created a hole that was too far down and I try to put it in there and it's not connecting fully with the foam, it actually won't get connection with the water. So you sometimes just have to create a new hole, which is why I don't really want to take flowers in and out of this too much. There, I'm gonna leave those guys there. Okay, now I have these 3 lovely orange pink carnations. I'm opening them up a little bit just so they're more full. They don't really mind this too much. Pretty forgiving. Let's see what directions. Stick him right in the center here. And with carnations, you always want to cut them right above the node because then they'll drink better. If you try to cut them on the node or right below it, they don't absorb water quite as well. Little tip there. See, now we got a lot of stems going on in here, so now I'm kind of having to be careful where I place things. And again, I'm focusing more heavily towards this front side just because I don't need it completely even front and back. So this is my front side. I'll get some nice blue in there. Obviously these are very long stems, so they can be cut into different sections. So kind of like this, creates one. And then we have a few more here with the smaller unopened white pieces. Another blue. And there is some filler here I can use by keeping this with the greens. That creates a nice filler right there if needed later. There's actually a lot of these in here. This is very nice. Let's see. Don't need them too long. And they have some nice leaves. I'm just doing this to get an idea of how many pieces I have that I'm working with. Trim that wilted leaf. Okay. Another stem. Kind of get an idea of how full they are, how long, where they want to go. Okay. Create a little bit more length here down towards the end. Building on this end angle, filling it in a little more. And it's always nice to have some varying heights and variances in the flowers that you're putting in, so not everything is even. So like, especially when you have something pretty like this that isn't such a set shape and size like the mums are, they're more flowing, loose. There we go. Okay. Some of these in the back. Balance it out here. Focus to the blue over here. Just balancing out though with more of these shapes here. Really are lovely. Very nice. Kind of keeping an eye on my shape here where I have placed things. Keeping somewhat of a balance there. Okay. And then a little blue one I'll just stick up in front. Kind of balance out the pop of blue. Alright, now I have some purple statice here. Same thing, kind of cut it down. Split it up. Trim the base a little bit here. Keeping similar sizes and shapes. Fullness and together so I can see how much I have. Alright. Pop some purple. Good. Very nice. This one in front here. Save those for last. So now I will fill in with some of these leaves. I'm going to use these up front where we can see them. It'll create a nice drape effect, kind of covering the edge of the bowl, which really I don't need. The bowl is really pretty. Sometimes you're working with a container you don't really want to see, so you can use the greens and flowers to drape down over the edge to create a cover. I want to show these off because they're really cool. Cute. Okay, now I'm going to fill in with the rest of these pieces around the edges and the bottom. Just because right now you can kind of see the green. Now if you're looking at it from the top, you really can't see it as much. It's more full. The bottom still has quite a bit of the foam showing, which again can really be covered easily when you're using greens as a base. But this will work fine today as well. Longer ones, let them keep some of their length. And I am focusing again on covering this front side, so I'm not seeing as much of the foam. But if I wanted this to be fully balanced and covered all the way around, I have more than enough flowers here to do that. I just don't need that right now. So if the back side is a little sparse, then it's totally fine right now. These little guys fill in. Front side's looking really good, really balanced, really filled in. Right, almost done. The rest of these daisies. Just kind of looking around, making sure we're not too empty back here. All right, now I cut this into sections as well, the solidago. Now there's some green in here too, so that will also help fill in. longer pieces, use those. Pull off some of these base pieces, some sticks. I'm gonna get this in the center so it shows. There we go. Make sure it's good. Getting some leaves out of there that are wilted, don't need those in there. Cleaning up as I go, just a habit of mine. All right, this side is pretty full. Now I have some blue perm here. One of the reasons I got these flowers. One of my favorites, fun to fill in. Also can be cut into sections. So I'm really gonna showcase. So I'm judging where my foam is, how much stem I need. I love the little leaves around here. This is the cutest things. I'm gonna cut this one off because he'll just disappear down inside there. So I'm gonna stick this center here just so we really see it. Oh, it's fun little whimsy. Just cute, just so cute. And they keep growing and like they change to the direction of the light and the sun. It's almost like a lily pad. Love these leaves. So cute. All right, almost done. Now I'm gonna put these up in the front here too, so we can really see them. Gently moving some flowers aside to get some space. piece in front. A leaf. All right, there we are. Front side. So we're not too bare back here. Definitely could be more full, like I said, but there's this, the length of it, the width, back side. So it's not completely bare, even if you have it against a wall or on a table where no one else is sitting on the back side of it. There we have it. So until next time, keep finding the beauty hidden in plain sight.